we were doing we were on a patrol. I was a platoon leader, an infantry officer leading a tank platoon at the time, which is, you know, it was an interesting quirk of the way the Army had organized heavy brigades. But that's a separate thing. But anyway, so we were on a combat patrol, and I remember we were just driving down the road, and there was a car on the side of the road, and we had the lead Humvee, then my Humvee, and then we were actually escorting a buffalo, um, and then we had a third Humvee behind us. We were kind of going light that day, and the lead Humvee passed a car on the side of the road, and the car just exploded. It had, I think, 3 or 4 artillery shells inside like in the back seat or something. So that's when we knew, something was going down. And the thing that was interesting about that incident is that usually the IED attack is the only event. It's the main event, and then you're just dealing with the aftermath of that. But in this case, it was a complex attack, because after the IED went off, we started receiving fire from the left-hand side of the road. So me being the second vehicle, we kind of moved. We were right there, pulled forward, realized we were getting shot from the side, turned, and started dealing with that. Radioed to the vehicles in the back to start to work a flank. So we were basically in the middle of a kill zone. It was an ambush. And the only thing to do when you're in an ambush is to fight through it. So that's why we had our vehicles turn and face it. And I looked at my crew. I hollered to my crew. Everybody was okay, ears ringing sort of thing, but nobody was hurt. And then so I got out of the truck again. Saw the exact same thing. It happened twice. A guy comes over the berm with an RPG. I see the flash. I see the second flash. I get back in. Well, I kind of reoriented. I'm back inside the Humvee. And then I remember I reached up to grab the radio, the hand mic for the radio. I just see blood squirting out of my wrist. And that's when I knew I was wounded. It was more than that. I took a bunch of shrapnel from an RPG. And then, that's how I got wounded that day. In any case, I was in and out of consciousness. I remember that. I distinctly remember my gunner putting a tourniquet on my leg. I had a piece of shrapnel caught my femoral artery pretty high up in the groin, which was the most significant of the injuries that day. So I remember that. I remember being moved on a litter into a Humvee, and then from a Humvee into a helicopter, and then from a helicopter into Baghdad, because we were right outside of Baghdad, into the hospital in Baghdad. And then I have just little snippets of being kind of moved around, and then I woke up in an ICU of some type. And now I can't do anything for myself. I can't even feed myself because I can't use these oven mitt hands. So that was tough psychologically. And I kept telling myself, when I get to Germany, that everybody's saying they'll give me some crutches so I can get up on my good leg, and I can move around a little bit, get some independence back. And then we got to Germany, and it turns out that's when they discovered that I actually had a broken ankle on the other leg. So then I was confined. I knew that I was going to be confined to a bed for a while and just couldn't move. So that was tough. I think that I think about things differently than I probably would have. I remember when I first found out from one of my doctors how much blood they put in me just to keep me going while they were doing surgeries. And it hit me in a weird way, and I wanted to track down everybody who donated that blood and go to their house and thank them. And obviously you can't do that. That's not possible. But I wanted to do it. And it's hard. It's hard for a human to carry that emotional intensity with them